earlier in the year, I went to this charity event. Well, it was sort of like a charity event. And it was like a couple nights stay. I met a few friends there. We'll call one of them John and we'll call one of them Thor, because the one called Thor is built like Thor. Like he's not fat, he's just jacked. He's built like a strongman, okay? And so one time when me and Thor were hanging out in John's room, John decided to tell us that he had a girlfriend. And so naturally, me and John, we were very happy for him. I mean, fuck. John told us that he had a girlfriend, okay? And so naturally, me and Thor, we were very happy for him. We were like, oh wow, congratulations. Like, can we see her? And then he's like, yeah, sure, we can see her. And I did get to meet her. She was at the event. She was really cool. But I am into tomboys, okay? But I am into tomboys. This will relate into the story later. I am into tomboys, okay? I am into strong women. I am into muscle mummies, and I'm into cosplayers, okay? And so getting a woman, which is like basically all three, that would be game changing, dude. I would genuinely kill myself for all that. Like, you know, it's basically a very unobtainable thing, but to obtain it is to basically become God. Well, not, oh shit, no, whoa, not become God. That's quite a big statement. Oh, what a big statement. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. John then told us that his girlfriend was bad as hell. Okay? Once again, I am very happy. Wow, that is very good, John. I am so happy for you. But then he told us that she was a tomboy. Oh, okay. That's the type of girl that I like, okay? And then he told us that she's a muscle mummy. And I got to see, you know how I said I got to see her? Yeah, I got to see some of the goods. Well, I didn't get to see some of the goods. She just flexed. And so I was like, damn, this guy ain't lying, okay? And then he told us that she was a cosplayer too. What the fuck, dude? Like, genuinely. I was looking at him like how Thrag looks at Debbie and Nolan when they're about to make love and he sees them on the moon. And he's just so fucking angry. That's how I felt. That's genuinely how I was looking at the guy. And he was smirking. He was so happy. Like, he definitely knew. Well, no, I think I even told him. He knew my type. And I even told the guy what my type was. He probably told us because he like wanted to rage bait me or something. But anyways, I have nothing to say other than ask the question, ask God, ask the creator of the universe, why are some people so lucky? Genuinely, I've never met a luckier man in my life. I've met handsome men in my life, okay? I've met pretty boys in my life. I have met all kinds of dudes in my life, okay? Like racist dudes, funny dudes, cool dudes, you know, all of that shit. But never in my life have I ever met a man as lucky as him. And then I actually, you know, I was like, okay, wait. There's like a stereotype on TikTok or whatever that if a girl is bad as hell, then she's gonna have a few issues. Okay? So I asked him like, oh, does she have a few issues? Like, does she have daddy issues? Like, and then he told me that she did have daddy issues. Huh. Okay. And that she was like a little crazy from that. A little possessive. And I'm not saying anything. However, no, I am saying something. However, possessive woman, like, low-key, count me in. Count me in. I could fuck with that. And so that's like a side quest done. Like a, you know, like a side tick box. Okay, we'll just call it that. A side tick box ticked for me. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I got to see some of her pictures of her cosplays and shit. Basically, I left the room, like, just fuming and jealousy. Like, I couldn't even form words. I couldn't form words. I was so angry that I couldn't speak for the rest of the night. Every time I did, I'd start stuttering and shit from how angry I was. And so I left. I went to my room and I went to sleep. And me and him, we ended up going on the same van to go back home. Because he lives in like a town nearby. And so, you know, naturally I asked him, does she have any, you know, other tomboys, like other tomboy friends that maybe looking for, like, I don't know, a boyfriend or something? Because damn, like, I really want some. Like, seeing that it is possible with this guy, and he's an extremely average white dude, okay? He is so normal. He watches Invincible, doesn't watch anime, he likes music. He's just a white dude. There is nothing else to say, other than the guy is just white as shit, okay? The only, like, the only unique feature I noticed about him, to be honest, other than he was, you know, he was a pretty funny guy. I mean, like, he was, you know, he's just a great guy, okay? The only unique feature I noticed about him was that his ass was fat as shit, okay? Like, I was groping it and everything when I was at his place. I mean, in his room. And so, naturally, like I said, okay, what was I talking about again? Fuck, dude, I should really have like a fucking, what's it called? Like a script or something, because I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. But anyways, when we got back home, I texted him. I was like, yo, does she have any friends who are looking for like a boyfriend or something, like I said earlier? And then he told me that no, she didn't. And then I was like, oh, okay, like that's sad, you know. And then I just asked him, like, oh, but does she have any tomboy friends though? Like, could you maybe, like, perchance slide the snap, and then I could put in some magic. And then the guy told me, no, she has a fat best friend. Ah, so you're telling me the bad as hell girl has daddy issues and has a fat as hell best friend? How the fuck, bro? Like, low flow state curcularly. How the fuck did he? I'm just so baffled by the riz of this man. And I don't know if I said this earlier, but he and her did break up a few times, but he always pulled her back. Why? Because he just built like that for real. Genuinely, he just built like that for real. There is one thing I have, which is which I find a little bit sad though. He said that she never wants to get married, and I was like, oh, okay, what? Like, oh, that's sad, but there's nothing else to do about it. He was like, yeah. And then I asked her, like, oh, have you, like, I just got straight to the point. I just asked, like, oh, have you guys ever done the devil's tango in bed? He was like, no, we haven't, though we've done other things. He said that she gave him a thigh job and a foot job, and that I genuinely wanted to kill myself after hearing that information. I was so jealous. Okay, let's go into the nether, boys. But like I said, nothing else I can do, so I just grit my teeth and I was like, oh, okay. Like, why aren't you... I mean, not why aren't you? Like, are you guys ever gonna get married? Do you plan on getting married? No, wait, fuck, dude. She said she never wanted to get married. Why would I ask that question? I didn't ask that question. I asked, oh, okay, so you guys haven't shaboinked yet. Do you plan on shaboinking though? And then he told me, no, she wants to shaboink when she gets married. How the f... Okay, so I had to just look at him, and he genuinely looked at me with such a pained look in his face. Like, that genuinely made my day though, to be honest. That genuinely made my day. Because the guy said he just had a bad as hell girl. But then he just told me that she doesn't, like, you know, want to shaboink. Even though she doesn't want to get married either. So it's like, it's contradictory. But other than that, there are just some people who are so rich in this world. And I can't help but feel so much jealousy for this man. I can't help it. That'll be it for today's video. Thank you.